Beautiful, move to 400. Dead in the center. Beautiful, 2 shots next to each other, 500. Nice. On the left side of the neck. Very good shot. And boom! 2 shots on the top of each other. That's outstanding, Veronica.
Thank you.
Good job, young lady. So we have this rifle for almost 5 years.
Yeah.
And you were actually in that first video with this Zip-Up M70. Of course, you are totally different person and a shooter as well versus what you were 5 years ago.
I would hope so.
Tell us, most important, tell them how you felt when you went back behind this rifle a few days ago when we were filming.
Honestly, I felt a lot more comfortable than, 5 years ago. The recoil is amazing. I don't feel a thing from it, honestly. I just like it a whole much better because it's easier for me to control and maneuver. Sure, it's still heavy and everything, but it's a lot better working for me now.
We throw at that rifle over the years almost a kitchen sink, and you can still see discolorization on the bolt carrier. That's from 3 days at the bottom of the pound in clay. So that's what happened. Of course, there's a totally different setup on it right now.
Should have given it 5 days.
5 days will probably completely turn black. But what do you think about the performance?
Honestly, I still think it works really well. Like, sure, you put it through all these different tests, you abused it, you shot so many rounds through it, and it still works like a piece of charm.
How was the precision for you?
It was perfect. It was like accurate. Wherever I aimed, that's where it went, and that's exactly what you want. This rifle shoots well.
This is the most surprising factor, I think, and I'll show you guys footage from after the cleaning and from actually a barrel. And yes, for sure you can see some fire cracking happening. That's understandable, taking into the account what we have did to this rifle, what we have done to this rifle, what this rifle went through it. And yet, no matter what challenge you throw at it, it shoots absolutely beautifully.
It does.
Veronica is running this rifle with our beautiful setup here, but I shot it with the irons, and either in the basic setup or with that rail, which I'll talk about. We'll talk about the setup in a second. But still, it doesn't matter what kind of furniture this rifle has. It just shoots.
It does.
And that's absolutely jaw-dropping. So let's talk about the setup. You said it's a little bit heavy.
Just
right?
a little bit, yeah.
By default, the Zip-Up M70 is on that thicker receiver, and the weight is slightly more versus regular AKM. But I think that counts towards the positive for this rifle, especially in a setup like we have, where we want to have fun at the extended ranges.
Of course we do. Why wouldn't we?
We put this forward extended handrail, and it is extremely rigid, and that's the key, guys. This is a lot of people making that mistake when they even put the rails on AR. They're looking for really tiny and flimsy, thin rails, and what's happening, that rail will be flexing, and when you're throwing the bipod using the rail as a support, you are running into the trouble. On ARs too, trust me. especially if you even if you have the completely free floating handguard, people are running into the issues with it because the rails are not rigid. This one is very, very rigid and it holds everything. We have the bipod on at the bottom. I put the Arca rail on it, and look, you can adjust the bipod. We got the tripod here, but you can adjust the bipod quickly to count. Basically, if you're working with barricades and everything, you can change that setup very quickly. So I think that the overall performance of this setup is just jaw-dropping.
Yeah.
You remember at 600 yards, when you were shooting at 600 yards, that's a hit on target. That light barely blinked. I think we are draining batteries on it from rain. Try again. That was a good hit. There you go. Yeah, he gives us only the one blink. You're in the lower bottom of the target, okay?
Okay.
Good hits. In the center. Windage-wise, you're center. One more. Beautiful. There are all 3 shots there, Veronica. You got any ammo left?
Yes, I do.
I'll try it. We'll see. Remember, this one does not open on the last round. Try it. Boom! 4 shots right there. That's awesome. Let's see if you got one more round left.
Nope.
Ah! All right. Good shooting, Veronica.
Thank you.
There are 4 rounds, literally, right there. Outstanding group. Okay.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.
And this was far from good conditions. We had some rain, visibility was low, and yet you were pushing rounds on that 600 yards target.
I was.
And how show them how big was that group at the end?
It was very small. It was like
Whereas
really
in
compact.
the guts, in the guts, but was packed,
Yeah.
which is again, that's a testament to this rifle, what those rifles can do. And if you want to support the AKOU, shameless plug for the AKOU store, of course you can buy all the accessories at the AKOU store. You don't have to, but if you would like to help the channel, you're more than welcome. Speaking about the purchasing and everything, I have seen, Veronica, those rifles. I cannot give you the link, guys, because the YouTube will slaughter me. But I have seen those rifles in the basic setup being sold below $1,000.
That's really good.
So I thought that this is a good time to make a video. If you wanna have that rifle, AK style rifle from the Comb Block Heritage Factory import, this is an amazing opportunity. I'll definitely put the Zip-Up M70 on my radar, especially with the price like that. I mean, if we are dipping below $1,000, that's something great. And I hope those prices will stay in the basic, because that's what I would do. I would purchase it in a completely basic setup, and then I would throw on it whatever I want. And that would be my advice to you guys. Do not buy those, because they have many different versions. I think everyone should customize the rifle to their needs.
Yeah, and to themselves.
To themselves. What you want to have from it. But overall, in a span of almost 5 years, what would you say about the Zip-Up?
I love it. I still loved it. I loved it 5 years ago. I love it today. It's not going to change my mind, really.
Were you really surprised when I got it, you on that platform, and tell you, you know, hey, start shooting?
Yeah, I was. I'm like, okay, I believe it can, but at the same time, there's no way. There's no way. And I did it.
Do you remember your holdover for the windage at 600?
It was 1 mil to the right.
1 mil to the right. That's a 7.62 by 39. And guys, we are not crazy. Veronica is shooting all other calibers. We know that we can easily get those hits from other calibers because they're performing better than the 7.62 by 39.
Oh, yeah.
But for me, hitting at the extended ranges targets with 7.62 by 39, then absolutely,
It's a nice surprise.
it's a blast. It's a blast, and it's a great workout.
It is.
It's because like you getting that concept of that you have to move away from the target in order to hit in the wind. It's much faster than with anything
Oh, yeah.
else. Like we were shooting 6mm Creedmoor, right? It's almost no holdover,
Yeah,
right? It's like laser. But you switch to 7.62 by 39 and it teaches you to be humble.
It does. It humbles you.
Humbles you down. And it's much harder to call the wind.
Yes.
So you will learn much faster on the 7.62 by 39 about the wind. As Veronica said, right, 1 mil. And it wasn't, I mean, it was a wind, but it wasn't that much. But
Yeah,
like
but it was
you can
just
see,
enough.
it's just enough to push that round. And we were using, again, the Black Box Wolf 123 grain hollow point, steel case ammo. Not some match grade, you know, no, this was a factory ammo. So 2 thumbs up again. And I think if you want to start the 2025 with the AK, you're looking for a basic AK, definitely keep a Z-Pop M70 on your radar.
I agree.
Because this rifle just keeps delivering. Oh, it's absolutely jaw-dropping. All right, guys. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Enjoy. We will be back with more videos.